Why'd they get blown off? We'll find out now in Waiting by the Phone with Fred and Angie.
Hi, let's welcome Lee. How are you?
Hey, how are you?
Very well. Welcome to our show. Waiting by the Phone is what we're doing here. Tell us about Chris, how you guys met, about your date, where you stand, everything.
Sure. So I met Chris at Starbucks, waiting in line, of course, and he got my number and ended up calling and inviting me to this concert, and I was pretty excited because couldn't get tickets to it on my own. And we ended up having so much fun. It was an awesome night, and he was super generous. And so I wanted to see him again, but he hasn't called, so I just want to know what the issue is.
Okay. All right. So the date went well, though? I mean, I guess you had fun at the concert.
I thought so. I had the best night, so.
Okay. All right. And so you're bugged by this, as most people are. You know, it's like you meet somebody, and you thought you had a good time. You expected to hear from them, and you haven't, and you want to know why.
That's right.
All right, we'll call Chris. You'll be on the phone. I don't want you to jump in at first because hopefully we can get some info for you. But definitely jump in at some point, come in on the call, and hopefully we can straighten all this out and get you guys going on another date, and then we'll pay for it, okay?
Oh, okay. Awesome. Thanks.
Can you hang on for a second?
Yeah, you bet.
All right. Cheat codes, Demi Lovato, no promises, Kiss FM, Fred and Angie. Part 2 of Waiting by the Phone. Lee.
Yeah?
Welcome back. Let's call Chris. You guys had this great date. You went to a concert. You guys met at Starbucks. He asked you to a concert, and he hasn't called you since the date, and you want to know why.
That's right. Thank you.
Yeah, we'll call him now. Good luck.
Okay.
Hello?
Hey, is this Chris?
Yeah. Who's
Chris.
there?
Hi, Fred and Angie calling from the morning radio show on Kiss FM, and I'm sorry to bother you, but I have to tell you that we are on the radio, and I would need your permission to keep going with this call. Is it cool if we keep going?
What's this about?
It's about a girl that you went on a date with. I guess you guys met at Starbucks, went to a concert named Lee. Do you remember her?
Yeah, but she's calling the radio?
Right. So I guess she was hoping that you'd reach out for another date, and you haven't. And so she called us, and we're kind of in the middle here trying to figure out what's going on. Can we talk about it?
I guess.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry. Again, you sound like this is an imposition.
A little awkward.
Right. And I know it's annoying to hear from us about this, especially if you're trying to avoid this girl. But what happened? Because she wants to know, and maybe if we tell her, she'll stop calling you.
Well, I met her at like a Starbucks. We met in line, and we kind of just hit it off, just waiting in line. And I got her number. Thought she was attractive. I invited her to go to a concert that I had tickets to, and then we went.
Okay, but so why aren't you calling her? You just don't like her? Is it that simple, or did something happen?
I don't know. I guess the vibe wasn't right. You know, we went to the concert, and then somebody came up and offered her like backstage passes, or I should say pass.
What, like somebody that works for the band or the group or whatever?
I don't know. Some guy who had a walkie-talkie. I assume he worked for somebody.
So he comes rolling up, and he offers her backstage passes. So you guys went backstage. Why is that bad?
Well, she went backstage. I wasn't allowed to go.
Oh.
So what did you do?
Sat at a concert by myself for an hour and a half.
She was there for an hour and a half?
So she goes backstage while you sit and wait for her.
Yeah.
At a concert that you invited her to.
Yeah.
What did you say to her when she said, I'm going backstage, you can't come?
I mean, I'm not going to cause a huge commotion at the concert. Do what you want. I met you in line at Starbucks, but don't ask why I'm not calling you back.
Okay, let me bring Lee. I forgot to mention that Lee is here. Lee,
what?
So you got backstage passes and left him sitting there?
Of course I did.
Of course you
I
did.
mean,
That's not the right
if
thing
I
to
went
do when
back,
somebody
I didn't
asks you to
know
concert pays for the tickets.
And,
Hey, listen, I didn't know it was just going to be me at the time. So, of course, I said yes. But then when they said it was just me, I figured, of course I want to meet these guys. You joking?
yeah, but like for an hour and a half, though? Like, that's a long time.
It was not an hour and a half. It was like an hour. And why
Still.
shouldn't I?
It was
Like,
pretty
when
much
am
the
I ever in
remainder
my
of it.
lifetime going to have another chance to do that?
Well, maybe you should have asked him if he would have minded first.
It was happening so fast. These guys don't give you a chance to, like,
Yeah, but
think
even
and
if he'd
negotiate.
said that
It's
he
not
didn't
like
mind.
I mean, come on.
Even if he'd been like, I don't care. I mean, you like this guy enough that you expected to hear from him again, yet you're going to leave him sitting there by himself while you go backstage and hang out with a band?
I thought he'd be excited for me. Like, of course I'm going to go back.
I was thrilled to sit at a concert by myself.
You
Come
sound thrilled
on.
still.
Oh, my God. Fragile ego here.
It's not even about ego. When you do something as generous as like, hey, you want to go to a concert that I have tickets to, you don't expect to have a pair of tickets and still be alone.
I mean, if he got backstage passes to go see, like, I don't know, J-Lo by himself as a
Go,
dude,
man.
and you're sitting there, but you're
She's
sitting there for an
awesome.
hour and a
Go.
half, you'd be
I don't
pissed.
care going to get jealous about that. Like, you think I think he's
It's
gonna
just
marry
courtesy.
J-Lo?
It's not jealousy.
It's not? What is it then?
You're not using common courtesy with somebody you're on a date with. You're supposed to be on a date with him.
Yeah, you're supposed to be spending time with this guy, and I understand, but if you...
Listen, I didn't
An hour
know
and a
it was
half?
an hour. But of course, yeah, if roles were reversed and I was with him at a J-Lo concert, which would have been awesome, and he got invited backstage, I would be like, dude, do it. That's great.
And you'd sit there and wait an hour and a half for him and wouldn't care.
In the
I
crowd by
probably would get
yourself.
annoyed at that point, but I would know
Okay.
it wasn't his fault. Like,
But
what's he
he's
gonna do? Be like,
annoyed.
sorry, J-Lo, I need to go back to my Starbucks date. No.
Wow.
I need to go back to my Starbucks date.
Okay, yeah.
Interesting.
Look, so is there any way we can get past this, Chris? Is there any way you can forgive her for this? And she's
Chris, I don't him. I don't want to go with him again if he's going to
You
be
don't
that
forget,
jealous
you're
and
the one who
ridiculous.
called the radio. You're
don't-
messing with my day.
I know, but I didn't know it was your ego. I thought like you lost your
Wow.
phone or something.
You keep
dude.
saying
Yeah.
ego. It's just like, it's really rude to sit back there for an hour and a half. We do backstage stuff all the time. It doesn't take that long.
Even if it is ego, it's still rude to leave somebody who invited you to something by themselves for an hour and a half.
Okay.
I went on a date by myself.
Yeah, I mean, he could have
For
invited
an
somebody
hour
else,
of the date.
who
Well,
would
I
spend
can't-
time with him.
Well, okay. I mean, like, I have no interest in taking this further, but I'm so surprised you would throw everything out over 1 hour. Whatever.
Okay. Hey, Chris, I appreciate your time. I'm sorry this didn't work out, and thanks for telling us your side of the story, okay?
Yeah, no problem, man.
And Lee, best of luck to you, okay?
Okay, thanks, guys.
So I'll tell you, I would be annoyed. I wouldn't be so annoyed if it was a situation where, like, the reason that he couldn't go back there was because the guys don't want guys back there because they want to hit on his date.
Right.
That's the reason why he couldn't go back there, and that's the reason why it's annoying that he had to wait an hour and a half while a bunch of people hit on his date.
Exactly. I mean, I would have definitely said, do you care if I go? I probably wouldn't have gone, honestly, because you're right. If I'm going by myself backstage and it's like male or a band or something, male artists, that's what that's about.
Or if I don't care, look, if I don't care about this guy, then I'll be an a-hole. I'll go back there, and then I won't expect him to call me again. But the fact that she went back there, made him wait, and then expected a phone call, and then is surprised that he didn't call.
But even if he was cool with her going back there and said, yeah, do it. I mean, once in a lifetime opportunity. Once it was past, like, I don't know, a half hour.
Yeah, go back there, take your picture, meet him, leave. An hour and a half means you sat back there, chill with them.
Exactly.
Let them hit
having
on
shots,
you.
whatever.
And maybe that makes me seem jealous. I don't know, but I guess I would.
No, it's like we're on a date. We're supposed to be here together. After like a half
just
hour,
rude.
even if I was waiting like in this massive like meet and greet line and I couldn't get, I would just be like, you know what, screw it. I don't want to leave my date out there this long. I gotta go.
That's rude.